One of the classes that I'm taking in school is statistics, and I had an exam about a few days ago, which I was very fearful of for the last couple of weeks. This has been a subject that has been a real challenge for me, even with tutors and studying. It's just hard for me to grasp in concept. I took the exam and I know I didn't do too well, and I've talked to a lot of other classmates through via WhatsApp and been getting the same response that nobody thinks that they did well. And I'm talking about this because it's robbed me of my peace and my inner peace for the last couple weeks. I was so fearful up to taking the exam, and then finally took the exam and then didn't do well, and I was just like, okay, I didn't do well. Like, what happens now? And I'm grateful to have people in my life because I was able to talk about this and they reminded me that it's just an exam. I was letting my fear of failure, fear of success, fear of perfectionism, fear of self-image, fear of not being able to go to grad school if I choose to. Like, these are all false evidences appearing real. Like, none of them are real. It's just a matter of, if you don't do well on the exam, you can ask for a makeup, and if you can't take a makeup and you don't do well in the course, then you have to retake the course. It's really not that serious. But I was letting it define me, and it was interesting because I kept going from faith to fear, and the moral of the story is that you can't have faith and you can't have fear. They just don't mix. It's about finding yourself. And even in the unknown process, even when things don't seem like they're going the right way, keep the faith. Keep the faith that you're on the right path. And what would be different, the only thing that I see is that if, as long as you're taking action, because it'd be one thing that if I let it define me, and if I said, you know what, screw this course, and I dropped out, or I let it just take over other areas of my life and started doing destructive behavior. That's not the case. I'm hungry. I'm eager to learn. I'm going to talk to the professor, and I'm willing to do what I have to do to overcome this. You will fail your way to success. It's just a matter of staying persistent, taking that action. But in that process, keeping the faith is so important. It's so important because fear can drive you around crazy. It can rob you of everything that you have. It takes you away from being present, from a simple conversation, from meeting new people, from doing other work in your life. It could be destructive in your habits and your daily routine. Like, it really robs you. And there is some healthy fear out there. However, just in general, for fears, I just don't like the way it makes me feel. I feel almost insecure when I feel fearful. I feel like not enough. I always look for the reason why something happens, and I ask a lot of questions. And I look at this like almost it needed to happen for me to realize that, you know what, you just need to let go. You need to let go and let God. Because I've been trying to control it. I've been trying to get a good grade, been trying to control how I'm going to take the exam, how it's going to go, and I didn't even enjoy the process, number one, and I didn't even do well. So I was in that battle between fear, faith, wanted to be faithful, but allowed the fear to creep in. Now, what is the solution? I have that tool belt. I know that meditation and prayer is what will get me through. Talking to other people is what will help. However, you have to utilize that tool belt. You have to turn off your phone, put on airplane mode, and submit in prayer. Put on light music, meditate, spend 30 minutes out. Instead of going on Instagram, do what you need to do to get out of that fear and keep asking questions. Keep getting closer to the higher power of your understanding. It's so important because all of us are going through challenges in life, and there's different seasons. And when things are going really well, that's terrific. But when things aren't going so well, that's when the real faith comes in. Because it's easy to have faith when the money's there, when things are going well, but when things are not going well, that's the real faith part. Do you trust where you're at right now? Do you trust the fact that you're taking the right step, and that whether it's through people, through the universe, or just taking the next right action is going to bring you closer to freedom, bring you closer to happiness? Keep the faith. That's the reminder today. And it's not only for you, it's for me. Keep the faith. It's so important in everything that we do.